Hello, it's day 345 of Silence in a Year. I'm layperson Lisa and with Gianna, and today Cardinal Sarah is talking about how the language of suffering and silence contradicts the language of the world. That when we're faced with pain, we can take two different paths: the noble way of silence and the stony rut of rebellion. The noble way of silence is the selfless way, the path of love of God, and the rebellious stony rut way is the path of love of self. And so this is not to say to not share your suffering with others. It's important to unite our suffering with Christ, to allow him into our pain, into our area of suffering, and allow him and allow ourselves to be yoked to him, to allow him to help us to carry this pain and this suffering. And he will use this suffering, he will use this pain to touch other people's lives. Sometimes we're called to share our suffering and allow people to help us. And when we allow people to help us, we're allowing them to be Christ-like, and we're sharing ourselves with them, and they in return are sharing themselves with us. They're helping, they have the opportunity to be Christ to us, to help us through this time of pain and struggle. But if we take the worldly route, then we may want to just suffer in isolation, and that's not what God is calling us to do. Then we can develop self-pity, we could go into a place of despair, but we're always called to have hope in Jesus, have hope in his goodness and his love for us. And even though that we may be through these times of pain and suffering and struggle, when we unite these things with Jesus, then he will use them in some good fashion, in some good way that just is a mystery to us, a mystery to the world. Yet he can do all things, and he does create goodness out of suffering, out of pain. And it may be that sharing our pain and suffering with another who's also in a similar situation can help them as well as help us. And so, are you keeping your suffering to yourself? Are you allowing Jesus to enter into this suffering? That is what we are called to do, and allow him to use this suffering in accordance with his will, so that there may be some goodness or fruit that is derived from it. Well, that is all for today. See you next time. Bye.